Welcome to Michelle's Opinions. Today we're going to dive deep into eyes open. Has your third eye been opened? I'm going to give you the definition of your third eye, also some tips on how to open your third eye, and we're going to look into the symbolism of what the third eye actually means. Third eye. It's a noun. It's used in Hinduism, Buddhism, the locus of occult power and wisdom in the forehead of a deity, especially the god Shiva. Another term for it is the pineal gland, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. The location of the third eye is right between the brow. So when you see those that put the dot in between their eyes, usually red, it is an indicator of the third eye. How to open your third eye? Ever wondered how to open your third eye? Home to your sixth sense, your intuition, your higher wisdom? Come alive with this energy center if fully open and balanced. Unfortunately, for most of us, developing our third eye chakra and its abilities is challenging at best, and may even sometimes seem out of reach. Here's a few simple steps and recommendations to help. Proven strategies for awakening the third eye. First, we're going to describe the most important guidelines that will help you develop your third eye. Cultivate silence. Foster the silence of the mind, whether it through meditation, just sitting calmly in nature, or being absorbed into your favorite art or sport practice. I use blank piece of paper. I will sit quietly and just focus on a blank piece of paper, therefore allowing the cares of the world to just disappear. Quieting the monkey mind is difficult for a lot of us, but by focusing on a blank piece of paper, I'm letting go of all of that and just going blank. Why? Because third eye perception elevates your senses to a more subtle levels. Some call it the space in between. Psychic abilities, and we've been talking about the somatic, psychic, and pneumatics. The realm of the invisible are able to listen to the messages and information that comes through your third eye. You should be ready to perceive the whisper of its wisdom. If your mind is busy or noisy, you might miss the main message, which is why I use blank piece of paper. It starts as that still small voice, very, very quiet. And the outside world is so very, very loud. Very, very important to find your space. Find your area where you can find that quiet within yourself. Hone your intuition. There are many ways to cultivate your intuition. The third eye is the center of insight, vision, and higher wisdom. So, what about getting acquainted with your dreams and their meanings? Perhaps try out lucid dreaming, getting to know how to read a horoscope or tarot cards. Find new ways to intuit into your daily lives. Personally, I love dreaming, lucid dreaming, astral projecting. Those are some of my favorite things to do. I have not much been into horoscope or tarot cards, but I can see where they could be very, very handy tools on this opening up our third eye and getting to know oneself. Why? Because the third eye is the main seat of the higher levels of perception and intuition. One way to look at it can be fake it till you make it. In other words, be curious. Learn about these intuitive techniques In time, these otherwise esoteric practices will be more familiar and you will gain more confidence in your own abilities. You don't need to take it seriously. Actually, the opposite is recommended. Have fun, explore, and more importantly, keep your mind open to the possibility and wonder. Another recommendation is to nurture your creativity. Let your creativity flow freely by focusing on specific activities or letting your imagination loose. For instance, start learning a new art or craft. Don't try to be perfect. Just let your inspiration run through your hands and be ready to be surprised by the results. I started this YouTube channel and I am constantly amazed at the results and the responses that I'm getting from some of the most beautiful people I have ever met. I also enjoy to go swimming. That also helps to clear my mind. Anything that gets your mind off of the humdrum monkey mind, things that are going on in this world, and allows you to just be free, gives you better opportunities of opening up that pineal gland, opening up that third eye, and allowing that voice of wisdom to become stronger and louder. Why? Creativity is a very efficient way to loosen your rational mind. You know the mental chatter that comments every step you make to see whether it's right or wrong, that tends to control every action with specific agenda and intend outcome. Just like what I was saying there. Let it go. When you calm the part of your mind that wants to be in charge of how reality should be and leverage your creativity to open up possibilities, the third eye capacity has more space to unfold and blossom. So, learn to clear your mind, find your space, your quiet place. Like I said, I use blank piece of paper. I enjoy the lucid dreaming, astral projecting, and swimming. What are the things that you enjoy doing? Another very important part about opening your third eye is to make sure that you know how to ground yourself. Grounding yourself to a better soar. For most of us, it might not be obvious that in order to open our third eye abilities, we must first land both our feet on the ground. Also note the importance of opening up gradually, building reliable foundations first that will allow you to have proper discernment and interpret your extrasensory perceptions with as much clarity as possible. Now, when I first started having my lucid dreaming or astro or out-of-body experiences, I found a light switch. And if I couldn't click the switch on, I knew I was still out and roaming about. I also like to walk barefoot in the grass. These simple things, just because I've made them be my grounding points or my touchstones, helped me immensely. Yours can be different, but as long as you have them for yourself to keep yourself grounded, you will go further and further into the experience and gain more and more wisdom through your third eye being open. Why? Because we need to have enough energy running through our whole body as an energetic system to support a healthy opening of subtle channels of perception. When the third eye gets activated, the information that comes through may appear rather unusual, unfamiliar, or simply disturbing to the common mind. If you're seeing gray aliens or things that may scare you, sleep paralysis, all of these things as your third eye is opening, they are pretty common. But one of the things that we have to learn to do is to overcome the fear. And once the fear is out of the way, away we go. Being grounded and having enough energy allows us to expand in subtle dimensions of perception. It can help us open up unhindered and avoids the common negative symptoms of third eye openings, such as feeling disoriented or confused. Now let's get into exercising our third eye. How to exercise your third eye. Let's explore some simple yet efficient exercises to support the opening of your third eye. I have a list of practices that will give you a boost into your intuitive energy center. Number 1, exercise your intuition. It's the main function of your third eye. Number 2, rest under the moonlight and reflect. The moonlight resembles the quality of light of your intuitive center. Number 3, nurture silence. To hear the wisdom of the third eye, listen, and the third eye sound is more like a whisper. Number 4, strengthen the energy of your first chakra, as well as your throat chakra. Both are useful anchors for unlocking the energy of your third eye in powerful and balancing ways. Next one is divination practices. Do you have those prophetic dreams? Are you seeing things that are yet to come? Are you at a crossroads? Having some deja vu? Lucid dreams? Out-of-body experiences? Speaking in heavenly languages, otherwise known as light language or tongues? Okay, I'm sorry, went off on a tangent. Next one, dream work, dream interpretation, lucid dreaming. Yes, you know, the dreamer is always the one who will get the interpretation because it is your inner guidance, your intuition that is speaking to you. Now, we can get advice from others, but the dreamer is the one who will always get the interpretation. The next one is visualizations. Visualize paradises. I like to visualize a blank piece of paper in order to clear my mind. These are helpful yet effective ways of exercising our third eye. Guided meditation or silence in meditation. Silent meditation. Okay, let your imagination loose. Focus on the space in between things. The next one, be curious about symbolic meanings, symbols all around you in different cultures at different time periods. And that is interesting because a lot of times the symbols may be different in different cultures, but have the exact same meanings and can do what we call activations within each of us. The next one is commune with nature and the energy of the elements. Yes, talk to your plants, talk to your trees, your animals, connect. The next one is enjoy creative crafts. As I'm enjoying editing and creating these videos for you guys, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and the rewards are coming from you. The next one is free flow. Try not to be so rigid and on a schedule. Go with the flow of things and see how things just unfold for you. Next one is working in inner guidance. Some people call them spirit guides. Others will call it the Holy Spirit. Others will call it higher self or source. Realize that this is all coming from within you. Everything you need to know is within you. It's just a matter of accessing it. Next one is practice contemplation. Look at both sides of the argument before making any kind of a determination. Try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. It's just a way of broadening our experience here. And last but not least is cultivate your psychic abilities. We are all gifted in so many different ways. Whatever our heart's passion is the gift that we will advance and master in. And it's not a bad thing to say that you have mastered a gift. It is actually a very good thing that you've gained mastery. That means you've lost fear. You're going into unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. Even in the Bible, Christ says, if your eye be double, pluck it out. For it is better to enter the kingdom of heaven with one eye. What do you think he meant by that? It's a beautiful book of parables, and once you can understand those beautiful parables, again, the Bible is subjective. It is a work of art, and it is to be taken that way. It is a personal journey and a narrow path for each of us. Feel free to try and enjoy the exploration. It is the best way to get energy flowing in the third eye, after all. Now let's talk about the pineal gland and the impacts, the awakening of the third eye. Positioned between the brows, just above the eye level, the third eye is associated with intuition and wisdom. In the human body, the energy center is the traditionally associated with the pituitary gland, as well as the pineal gland. Glands are immediately related as they represent different levels of bodily functions. The first one being focused on the physical, the other on the subtle energetic levels. The pituitary gland is considered to be the master gland in the human body because it controls most of the other glands in their hormone production. The pineal gland is located in the middle of the brain, at the same level as the eyes. Its connection with the third eye, or ajna in the Hindu system, has long been investigated by yogic traditions and modern metaphysics alike. View this gland as a possible seat of the soul and its development, a source of mystical experiences and extraordinary perception or psychic abilities. This gland is usually considered to be in charge of producing melatonin, regulating our sleep cycle, and our sexual maturation. The way it functions is closely connected to the cycles of light and darkness. To support your pineal gland and the awakening of your third eye, here's what you can do. Go outside, get lots of natural light, eat foods or supplements to support a healthy activity of pineal gland, such as iodine, apple cider, things of that nature. Meditate. Meditation balances the activity of the nervous system and stimulates parts of the brain which help the pineal gland. Spend some time in complete darkness as it stimulates a healthy activity of the gland and produces an associated hormones. Now realize that the pineal gland and the pituitary gland are at both ends of the spectrum, one at the sacrum and one at your crown. Let's look at some definitions of the third eye. The third eye does not mean someone's forehead has cracked and something came out. It simply means another dimension of perception has opened up. The two eyes can only see that which is physical. It's just covered by them with one hand. They cannot look beyond that. That is how limited they are. The third eye has opened. It means another dimension of perception, which is inward looking, which looks at life completely differently, has opened up, and everything can be perceived is perceived. Depending on the hieroglyph that you are looking at, it can be perceived as the third eye is open, or that the third eye is partially opened, or not yet opened at all. These all show that the third eye has been opened, and as you look at the one at the bottom corner with the gold with the winged creature holding onto it, their third eye is completely open, and they are aware and perceiving all dimensions and all perception within and without. In summation, when people talk about cult, realize that all that is secret knowledge, secret wisdom. So we need to stop making such words as taboo and start making them as general knowledge. Therefore, the secret is out. Therefore, it wouldn't be cult knowledge anymore, now would it? Also, some of the other terminology that is put out as labels to make us stay away from things and not learn about ourselves. It would be really nice that we could put those things away, put them behind us, so we can move forward into the beings that we are and be everything that we are meant to be, become whole. Because I know we can change this place overnight. Most of us are going through a third eye activation. And when we think about the chakra system, there are some who believe that that is part of the controlled matrix. I look at it as the promise of God, the rainbow that is within each and every one of us. And with the pineal gland being so close to the pituitary gland, one being the physical body, and the other being the extra sensory perception in our sixth sense, being so close neighbors where we are at war inside of ourselves. It's no wonder they're like neighbors, they're brothers, they're sisters, they're closely related within our head. So let's bring them together as one and be in balance. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Michelle's Opinions, and I hope that it helps you to understand that you are a sixth sense being. We are no longer in that five sense realm. We are learning to operate with all the gifts that are within each and every single one of us. I want to thank you all, and I appreciate all of my supporters. If you'd like to help support this channel, I have a PayPal and a Patreon account that is listed below. All support is welcomed and definitely needed. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.